Hi gamers. First things first, we got a new Wii U game. Just Dance 2019 is out. And there's currently, well, maybe one or two Wii U games still announced to be coming. Well, Axiom Verge is still not officially cancelled, but then Limited Run Games announced that they're going to be having a Wii U game that's coming out. And I don't know, the maker of Axiom Verge said that they're changing the publisher for Axiom Verge, and now that Limited Run Games is publishing a mystery game, maybe they're one and the same. Hopefully Axiom Verge still comes out. But yeah, I guess after I get the mystery game from Limited Run Games, I'm gonna be ready to do my complete Wii U game collection video. It's possible that there's gonna be Just Dance 2020 next year, but yeah, that's fine. It's a year off, so I just want to get the complete game collection video out of the way. You know, I've had all of the unique games like for a year and a half at least. So basically, I could have done a complete game collection video for all this time, but I was just waiting for the right time. Then we got a couple of Amiibo. These didn't really warrant a video of their own, so just gonna feature them here in this collection update. We finally got Dark Souls out on the Switch. More on that later. And we also got the Solaire of Astora Amiibo. And yeah, the classic pose here. Actually quite high quality, the painting of the emblem there on the chest. Very high def. And I think it's just fantastic that the only thing that this Amiibo does is unlock the Praise the Sun emote in the game. That's nothing else. Of course, yeah, I guess it would have been quite counterintuitive to have, you know, something, you know, like get some more health or some items once per day or something like that. That's cheating. So yeah, praise the sun. And the second Amiibo is of course in the Mega Man 11 Amiibo edition, which I unboxed a while back. And yeah, really nice to have this in physical form. Sadly, we didn't get this in Europe, so I had to import it from the US. And now my Switch Mega Man collection is complete. I got the Legacy Collections 1 and 2, both for regular and X. And yeah, now 11 added to the bunch as well. I gotta tell you, I did like 9 and 10 more than I like 11, just for the pure aesthetics. You know, the 9 and 10 just look perfect and sound perfect, and here we have a slightly more modern look. It's not too modern. It still has very much the same charm, and you can really identify it as Mega Man. But I guess I still would have preferred that, you know, if they're making a numbered series like this, they're gonna keep it retro. Well, of course, there was the 7 on Super Nintendo and 8 on the PlayStation 1 and Saturn, but still, you know, they made the decision to go with the NES graphics for 9 and 10. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, they could have continued on, but it's still very nice to get new Mega Man games. I've talked about Destiny 2 before, but I got Destiny 2 physical copy, got it for really cheap, only a few euros, so I wanted to own it as a physical copy as well. Destiny is one of the Destiny 1 before and 2 now is one of the very rare games that I prefer owning digitally. You know, it's something that you play every day, and as such, you don't want to go through the chore of changing the disc all the time if you're playing something else at the same time. But I still wanted to have the physical disc as well. Just a while back I hit 600 light, so that's the maximum, and yeah, the game is very playable even by yourself. You can go up levels or power quite fast, and there's plenty of stuff to do each week, and just a pleasure to play. Of course, I do have a clan, and I'm in the happy position of having people to play with. But even then, me and actually a bunch of my friends never got around to playing through to the raid here. Just played a few of the first bosses and then had to call it a week. So I'm still missing the full raid. Hopefully I'll get a chance to go through it one day. But yeah, liking my warlock. I just have one character. I can't believe some people actually play 3 characters and try to max out everything that they do each week 3 times. So that's just crazy. So one character is enough for me. I've had the same character since the start of Destiny 1. So I guess I'm basically role playing that character. But yeah, I was still quite in the middle of Destiny 2 when Assassin's Creed came out. I was kind of on the fence if I were gonna get that, because I really liked Origins, and I was looking forward to Odyssey, but I knew I couldn't give Odyssey the amount of time it deserved, so I kind of skipped that. I'm gonna get it when it's like half off or something like that, in a couple of months. After Christmas at the latest. But of course I had to get Red Dead Redemption 2. It was I actually haven't played this all that much sadly yet, because I was kind of in the middle of maximizing my character in Destiny 2, and I just wanted to put Destiny 2 in a good place before I start playing this. So basically just a couple of missions played this so far. But yeah, I got the Xbox One version because I paid a lot of money for Xbox One X, and even though there aren't really that many exclusives for it. But yeah, looks like the multi-platform games are better on it, or best on it, so I gotta get all my single-player games for the X. I still have, most of my friends play on the PS4, which means if there's a multiplayer game, I'm gonna be on PS4. But yeah, gotta get these single-player games for the X. Looks fantastic, sounds fantastic. The writing and acting are top-notch, but of course this is nothing new in a Rockstar game. But yeah, like everybody is saying, the controls are really clunky. Not a modern game in that respect. But I'm sure that it's just a matter of getting used to it. But yeah, looking forward to delving deep into RDR2. Then we have our usual block of Switch games. Of course, with the Amiibo, I got here Dark Souls Remastered for the Switch. This came out earlier this year. I played it on the PS4. And I was kind of on the fence if I wanted to get it on the PS4 because of 60 frames per second or the portability of Switch, but then Switch version was delayed for several months, so it was a no-brainer. I would have picked a PS4 version for the frame rate alone, but still really happy to have this on the Switch as well. Then we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Golden Country. So this is a DLC pack, but it's fully standalone. You don't need the original game, and yeah, it's comes in a physical form as well. So not too many examples of of really standalone DLC packs that come on as a physical edition as well. So it's a nice addition to the Wii library. Flipping Death, it's always nice to have an indie game as a physical copy, and yeah, there's Rising Star Games is putting out quite many these days. That's a quirky. Then we have Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. It's of course nowhere near as good looking as the previous versions, but it really doesn't matter if, especially when you play it on handheld mode, it looks really good. And yeah, has all the add-ons here, so really good package, and some Zelda themed bonus features as well, as seems to be the norm on multi-platform Switch games. And then we have the remastered edition of The World Ends With You Final Remix. Of course, originally on the first DS. We have quite a nice version here on the Switch. And then Demo. This is a rhythm game from the makers of Voez. Really great games, both of these. Actually picked this up in Seoul, South Korea. I was there on business and just wanted to pick up a game there as well. I went to the famous video game alley there, which it's no Akihabara, that's for sure, but still some games there. Sadly, the best retro games there were quite conscious of their value, so couldn't really find any that huge of a bargain there. Looked at some Neo Geo games, but yeah, they were too expensive. But yeah, Demo actually came out the same day in Japan that I was visiting Seoul. Well, I was there a few days, but when I visited the video game alley, Demo had just came out. And yeah, this is the Japanese version, so this was imported to South Korea from Japan. And yeah, like with Voez, this is really nice to have as a physical copy, and this is also like in Voez, this is a fully English version of the game. So lots of different languages that you can choose, but English is one of them. So really import friendly. Check it out. Also comes out in the US, I think, in January. So you don't need to import the Japanese version if you're in the US and can wait a while. Super Mario Party, finally, the last game here for the Switch, and yeah, I was really looking forward to this because my son loves Mario Party, and the Wii U game was, it's really easy, and well, I do love the fact that in the Wii U version, Mario Party 10, you could play on the same. It's just good for little kids. You could play on board the same vehicle instead of you going around the board there. It's just simple and effective and good for little kids. But now that my son is a few years older, it's time to upgrade. And yeah, Super Mario Party, lots of total new mini games and some great game modes, and yeah, we've been having a blast with Super Mario Party. Before we get to some retro games, it's been a while since I got games this old. We have Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS. Of course, a GameCube classic, and really nice to have it on the 3DS as well. And really looking forward to 3 on the Switch. And then we get to some of the older stuff. First up, for the black and white Game Boy, we had Baseball. this was a really nice find. Actually, found this at an actual game store. They don't really have that much retro. I guess they're looking into it at the moment. They have some retro games in periodically. And just found the Spaceball. It was 10 euros. It's complete in box, and yeah, really nice find. Always nice to find old Game Boy games or old Nintendo games in general. And yeah, you can see here, this was back in the day when Nintendo made games like baseball, tennis, and golf. Really the archetypes of sports games. And yeah, and they have Mario here pitching or Mario playing golf or stuff like that. So they still tied it to their IPs. But yeah, good stuff. And finally, got a couple of games for the Virtual Boy. I got here US versions of Nestor's Funky Bowling and 3D Tetris. Well, actually, these are US exclusive. There are 22 games released for the Virtual Boy, so a tiny library, and with these I have 17 of those games, so missing 5, and I hope I can someday finish that collection. It's pretty doable, but I just gotta have some deep pockets, because well, one of those 5 games that I'm missing, Waterworld, one of the worst licensed games on one of the worst platformers ever. It's like $150, so not that bad. But the rest 4 are Japanese exclusives, and one of those games is like $500. 2 are like $1,000, and 1 is like $2,000. So yeah, you're gonna need a lot of money to complete that 22 game collection. And I think, like I said previously, if I were to buy those, I'm just gonna wait until I get a new trip to Japan and just pick them up there. They're not necessarily cheaper than on eBay, but it's games that expensive. It's just nice to see the condition there for yourself and know what you're paying for, and you don't have to pay for the shipping and insurance and customs charges and stuff like that. So looking forward to finishing those 5, but I guess I just have to start with Waterworld next. But yeah, of course, well, Virtual Boy does have a couple of good games. Most are terrible, and Wario Land. It's very good 2D platformer. It doesn't gain anything from the red and black screen, sadly, but it has its moments. And well, V Tetris and 3D Tetris, they're okay platform puzzle games. Of course, V Tetris is almost a regular Tetris, so you can't go wrong with that. And 3D Tetris, it's actually quite a, as you can see, let's zoom in here, quite ambitious version of Tetris. It's quite deep and quite hard to stack the blocks there in 3D. So yeah, it's a decent Virtual Boy game. And finally, gotta use this segue into a new Tetris game. Got it, Tetris Effect for the PlayStation 4, and of course have been playing this mostly in VR mode. And yeah, it's amazing what virtual reality can do for like a 2D puzzle game, the last genre that you think would benefit from it. But it's really immersive. You're lost in the game. Really great music and effects, and on top of one of the best games ever, Tetris. So yeah, Tetris Effect has gotten some really great reviews, and yeah, just love the game. That's it for this collection update video. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm FinnGamer everywhere. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.